dog's fidgeting. So hiya everyone, I'm Jo. So there's a couple of people that I already know popping up. I'm Jo from Wooliecottage. I'm based literally a stone's throw from the sea on the Lake District coast in Cumbria. Not far, about 3 miles away from Whitehaven in Cockermouth, about 15-20 minutes down the road that way. So I am a fibre artist, dyer and blender. I blend cards up. So I know it's yarn. Technically it's still yarn, but it's spinning yarn. So what I do is create gorgeous, gigantic bumper bundles of carded fibres. Not your general 100 grams. My bats are 2 bats in one, and they're roughly about 200 grams each. Now all my stock is sourced from UK vendors and suppliers, and I source my locks from raw fleeces from a Lancashire breeder, and I found a new source up in Scotland as well, back in my home counties. So I've got a couple of new bats that are oak one-off editions that I'm listing on my website straight after this. So this one is called Mrs. Bogarty. There we go. So it's got corals and greens all mixed in there, and whites and bits of glitter as well. That is 235 grams, and it's inspired by a geum plant that I have in my back garden, and it's absolutely stunning. Every year as soon as spring comes it flowers, and it's still flowering all the way through into December. So it's one of my favourite flowers, and this is inspired by that. And this has got natural merino with Icelandic wool, and then a hand dyed Andes and Corridor blend with Angelina sari silk, Wensleydale and Teeswater with a merino glitz, and a hand dyed little locks there from Teeswater. And my Teeswater locks and Wensleydale locks are first clip, so they're the long ones, extra long. These ones can range from 28 to 32 centimetres long, and they're great for art spinning. So that's one of my brand new blends that are going on the website tonight. Thank you very much, Peppernips. They are gigantic. I'm going to show you one in a minute that I've not quite wrapped up. Oh, step over the dog. So this one's called the Glamorous Peacock. All that shiny, and that one's got the olive here on the top is actually grade A mulberry silk, and it's so silky soft. This has been done as a reverse striping, sorry. So on one layer you've got the colours going into a centre colour and then building back out again, and then on the next layer the colour that started in the middle is now on the outsides going in. You can actually see this. I've actually got a YouTube channel. I will drop a link if you want to pop over to my Wooliecottage page. You will see me always mention Wooliecottage Fibre Shop, and it's on YouTube, and I actually film me making these bats for other people to learn how to do them as well, get hints and tips. So that is on the website, and that one is, let me just look at my ingredients card, because I always get an ingredients card that comes with every order, and they all come in organza bags for protection. So it's a merino and corridor base with merino glitz, alpaca, grade A mulberry silk, a normal mulberry silk with tussa silk, a viscose bamboo, and a dash of sari silk, and some Angelina in there. Hey Trudy! So yeah, so you've got that one going on the website. And then there's this one. Now this is, I was saving these colours to do an art yarn, which I actually just managed to get done this afternoon, or I wanted it to be an Alice in Wonderland inspired. So this one's called Ace of Hearts. So I was thinking of the Queen of Hearts, the cards, red, white, black. So it's a bit retro. So we've got that in there. So you've got another gradient with solid coloured layerings in between. So it starts off with whites into blacks into red. So the ingredients card is somewhere around for that one. It's got in it bamboo fibres, it's hand dyed merino, all the colourways through it. It's got some merino glitz in there as well, I think, and I've got some other bits and pieces. Anyway, can't think off the top of my head. I'm trying to get in as much because I've got loads to show you. So that's there. And then I have, so I've done that one, we've done that one, and we've done Ace of Cards. And this one is my favourite one. It's not a colour that I do that often, but when I do it, I just want to keep it for myself. And this one's called Mountain Ash. So that is 215 grams. I've even got some colourway locks to go with it that are dyed up in the exact same pot. Now I do have some of these locks that I sell. I've not listed them yet. I'll put them on once I've done this. They will be two sets available of these, and they're Teeswater locks You just look how long they are. They just go on forever, don't they? So this is 215 grams, and it's merino with teaswater in a spiced orange with silver dyed white dashes of and black, with mulberry silk, sari silk, hand dyed tencel fibre. Tencel is a wood pulp combined together with trying to think, some binding agent. It's always the same. You can't think off the top of your head, can you? And then it's created into a fibre, a bit like the roses and the nettles and things like that. So one of a kind with matching locks. But I do have 2 sets of locks in this colourway to go on the website as well. So we've got that. Now I do have some other stock. I mean, everything you see on my website is all available to pack straight away. It's all ready. It's all made before I even list any of it. Otherwise I'd never get any photos done. So this one, light's a bit bright. So it's got like mint greens in there, and it's got tropical blues, and it's got the corals in there as well. And that is called Hula. And it's a merino Kent Romney with twisted silk bamboo tweed blend, merino with Shetland, nettle and tencel fibres with silk, and some neps in there, and another grade A. That blue there is grade A mulberry silk as well. So those wools in there would be perfect if you wanted to do them as a single ply. And it will have an absolutely gorgeous drape on there for making shawls. And the reason I do 200 gram bats is so that if you want to knit up for pattern work, which is what I do, I love pattern work. I only taught myself how to knit. I've always been a crocheter, but knitting, I like the yoke patterns or just different types of colour yarns put in and then knit the rest of the jumper plain. And 200 grams is more than enough, more than plenty to create an entire yoke pattern, and you'll have plenty left over as well. But then if you're a sneaky felter and you're not telling anybody because you're on the Yorkshire Yarn Fest, all my fibres you can felt with. A lot of my customers are landscape felters as well as needle felters. So I have a discount code on for this weekend. I will close it down at 6 o'clock on Monday evening, because anybody uses the code in capital letters York21 will get 15% discount at checkout of every item in my stock. Okay, so that's locks, that's my art bats. If I've got any rovings on there, I'm not quite sure if I've got any open listings at the moment. What else I've got? My fluff rescues, which I'll show you in a second. And my art yarns as well. I've got a couple of new ones I've listed on there today. So whoever uses that and makes a purchase of between now and Monday at 6 PM will be entered into a prize draw, and a winner will be announced. And I do batty clubs. So every month I do a completely different new colour theme. So this was May's colour theme, and it was called Birthday Cake. It's entirely merino. It's not, I don't do that usually a lot. It's not something I do quite often. It's just a solid merino. I like to use a lot of UK brands, breeds in my wool blending. But this is, I thought of the knitter that wants to do socks or a stretchy hat or something like that. So when you open it up, it is layered all the way through. So you've got colours all the way through with bits of white, and it's on a merino base. Iona, go lie down. Sorry, the dog's got the fidgets because I'm talking. Go lie down, good girl. So what else we got? We've got my locks. So this is Sunshine Daisies. I've just found a stock of it, so I need to put that on my website. So you've got these oranges and yellows, so that's called Sunshine Daisies. So that's really lovely. That is, I think that's Wensleydale's. And then I've got neon ones. This one's Galactic Rainbow. So you've got all these neon colours that are in there, and they are fluorescent. They will glow in the dark. Absolutely brilliant if you want to make winter clothes, because they are light reflective. So I do quite a lot of neons. My colour bases are generally inspired by nature and colours that I see around me, but I do like to dabble in a bit of neon. So fluff rescues. This is something I've been doing for ages, and I always think of it as a spa day for fluffers. So what I create these hanging pods. See, this one was actually made this morning. You should have seen me trying to hurry up and get the pattern cut out and everything. So it's all quilted, there's stitching all the way around, and it's got interfacing on the inside, and it is lined as well. The little hanging hook to go on your spinning wheel, or if you spin to weave, that sort of thing. This one I've actually done for a felter. So inside you will get star needles and reverse needles at 42 gauge. I've done a woodland theme with these mini bats. Those mini bats are 50 grams each. There's 4 of those. And normally I would stick in 2 sets of locks as well. So that's 50 grams of locks. There's always a little treat, a little biscuit, cup of tea. notepad and book. I mean, it'll be different every time, but this is just a general way out. And thinking of, if you've never tried any wet felting, then they've got the olive oil soap in there as well. But each one is completely unique. It'll even say on my yeah, Trudy, you're still loving your fluffer, you love. Trudy just got one the other day there. She'd had a bad week and I think I just made it. Finished off a week for her perfectly. So yeah, this one's this would be a 250 gram bag. It's listed on my website. You can't influence me on the colours because it's a surprise. Now you can gift it to people. It comes to you gift wrapped from me. So it's a bit like me being a secret Santa, but you've paid me to do it. So it is, everything's made to order. The fluff's all dyed, and then I blend it all up to order for people. Now, if it's somebody I know, I have been known to go stalk their timeline on their Instagram to find out what their favourite colours are. And then sort of maybe pick their favourite colours, and then I push them out their comfort zone and add in some other colours. So what else have we got? What else have we got? I've done those, and I've done those. So my locks always come in these little bags, these little wax bags, and they are resealable. And you can keep using them all the time. And all my locks are sourced, as I say, from a Lancashire breeder. Come in a raw fleece, and I'll process them and I'll pick all the VM out of them, and then I'll dye them straight away. Then I dry them, and then once they're dried, I sit there in the evenings for about 3 hours picking about 400 grams worth of locks, and I literally pull them apart so there's no felted ends and they're open, because I like to art yarn, do art yarn spinning. So each one is separated into their own little section. See? So they're really good. I mean, that's your felters, your art spinners, or if you want to card them up yourselves, your little hand carders, you're sorted. So they're all available. So I do have, I've not got any mushroom left, but I've got BFL and I've got Teeswater, and I've just got my new stock order of my Wensleydale. So that's all ready. And when I'm washing the lanolin out, I use an eco-friendly scourer. So there's no pollution going into the ground. With me living so close to the sea, I am seriously environmentally friendly as much as possible. Right, so if anybody's doing the Tour de Fleece, you've never heard of it, it's the 26th of June to the 18th of July. And it's during the Tour de France, the cycle race. So anybody that's doing the spinning, they always do the Tour de France. And it's just a mini challenge for yourself over like the space of 3 and a bit weeks. So myself and a friend over at YouTube Yarns are doing a colour compilation or a collaboration. So she's doing her own thing and I'm doing mine. But we're basing it on this poster with these greens and yellows and teals and mauves in there. So I've already dyed up my 100 grams. I've only got 4 of these available. This is just a silk and a merino base. So that's what I've dyed up already. But that gives you an idea of the colours I'll be using for the bats. The bats for those pre-orders are 100 grams. So it's just easy pocket money for your love. So there you go. That's what I'm doing. And that's the colour theme that my bats will be. I'm not showing anybody the bats because I want it to be a surprise. So yeah, they're on the ready. That'll be available until the 12th of June. And then it gives me time to get the bats all blended up for the orders and get dispatched that weekend, so they arrive plenty of time for the beginning of Tour de Fleece. So what else have I got? What else? Art yarns. So this is fresh off the spinning wheel this afternoon. There we go. So this is called Down the Rabbit Hole. And it has got Alice in Wonderland inspired charms. Can you see that? And then I've got little Alice in Wonderland in this corner here, and there's little rabbits on there, and there's glass beads spun into it as well. So I'm trying to open it up a little bit for you. So it's all coils in there. Oh, the teapot's hanging off there. So there we go. So I do use, it's a secret passion of mine doing my art yarns, but I usually do them made to order. So if there's anybody who sees a bat on my website but they don't have the ability to get to a spinning wheel or anything like that, just let me know. I only charge a little bit extra for doing the yarn if you want to buy the bat, and I'll spin it up for you. Not much extra cost, just a couple of quid. It just covers my time to do it. I don't wash them after I've spun them, I steam set them. But they still smell nice because the stuff that I use when I wash the bats anyway after, well, the wool preparation and everything else from dyeing on my wool. So everything that I've got here is all dyed, you see, all of that up there. That's my week. that's next week's work. Right, so there's this one as well. So you've seen the mountain ash. Well, this is mountain ash as an art yarn. This one took a fair while to do because I wonder if I can see it now. No, it's in the other box. What I do, you've got, can you see that? That's actually a little bit of crocheted fibre, and then I lock that into the spin at the same time. So that's crocheted. Then you've got the lock spins, and then I get my crochet hook and I pull out some strands of fibres from a roving, and I thread it through the bead, and then I lock spin that onto the yarn as well. So that is mountain ash with wooden beads and little crochet loops inside that lock spun onto that yarn. So that, I think, is 24 yards of that. There's 24 yards of the down the rabbit hole as well. So what time are we at? Just double check. Oh, I think that's me done. That was quick. I'm over and done with. I better get going or I'll get told off. Thank you very much. Bye.